Hey guys, on today's video guys, I want to give you the two best SA shares or companies to buy right now. And these are the companies or shares which I believe they are trading way below their value simply because of the strong fundamentals that surround these shares. So these are the companies or the shares that I've discussed with you on this channel, but I still believe that I need to stress out more because guys, the opportunities that lies within these two shares that I'll be giving you here, I just believe that it's massive, as they can be able to generate some good returns to those that participate in and go and buy these shares. I mean, one of the shares or one of the companies that I'll be talking to you about, many of you have been asking me if it's still safe for you to go in and buy, looking at the share price or looking at how the share price of that company has been rising, which is something that I personally believe that if a stock still has, or if the stock is still maintaining its strong fundamentals, then there's nothing that can stop the share price or the stock price of that company to rise, which is why I believe, or which is why I've been always telling people that as long as the fundamentals of that stocks are not changing, or as long as that company still has the strong fundamentals, then there is no reason for you to sell that company, even if the share price of that company has been falling or even rising. I mean, if the strong fundamentals are still there, then for me, there's no reason for me, I don't see a reason why you should sell that company, which is something that I believe it has to make you to stay long into those companies. Otherwise, before we go any further, please know that I'm not a professional financial advisor. Everything I share with you on this channel are just my opinions, and you should not take them as professional financial advice. Otherwise, if you seek financial advice, you already know what to do by now, and that is you need to go and consult the professionals. Otherwise, if you like the content that I'll be giving you on today's video, please don't forget to hit that likes button and subscribe. And that's if of course you have not subscribed to the channel already, so that you don't miss the latest developments and the good content we produce regarding the stocks that we follow on this channel. So please do watch this video until the end, because I definitely think that this content I have in store for you regarding these two stocks will motivate you to stay long into these two stocks, or even probably make you to add yet again, because the potential is just huge on these two best SA stocks. Now, as I've said, these are the companies that I've already done videos on, but I just believe that I need to remind you, regardless of the where the share price of these companies are trading at, especially looking at the fact that, one, the share price has been rising. You guys have been asking me if whether it is still a good opportunity for you to go in and buy at that high price. And the second stock or the second company is the one that its share price has been dropping so dramatically and causing so many people to panic who have invested onto this share when it was trading at almost its all-time high. So this share, I personally believe that it is offering some massive opportunities, as it is set to do very well. Otherwise, without a waste of time, the stock or company number one, which I believe, guys, that this is the company that right now in SA, I believe that it's one of the best companies, or it is providing a good opportunity for you to go in and buy this company. And I've discussed, like I said, this company, and it goes by the name of Thungela Resources. Now, with Thungela Resources, this is the company that many of you have been asking me if whether it's still a good opportunity for you to jump in and go buy this stock. I personally believe that, like I said, we don't look at the share price per se of the stock, but look on where the company is going, and look if whether the products or services they offer are still going to be in demand even in the years to come. And when we look into a company like Tangela Resources, you will see that the services that they provide are still going to be in demand even probably in the next few years to come, which is something that makes me want to believe that this is still a very good company. And regardless of the fact that its share price is trading at almost 70 rands per share, but it is a company that we are going to see, or we are still going to see its share price rising. There's no doubt about that, because the products or services that they offer are still going to be in demand even in the years to come. Now, to the benefit of those that don't know what Thungela Resources does, this is SA leading thermal coal company. Now, to those of you that don't know what thermal coal is, thermal coal produces steam that generates electricity, and as you know that in South Africa we are still having a problem of electricity, which is why we're seeing a load shedding time and again. This ought to show you that we are going to see this company or the share price of this company rising even in the years to come, which is one of the main reasons that I believe that it should be the one to encourage you to stay long into this company. Yes, I know the share price has been rising and so many people have been waiting for the share price to drop severely so that they can go in, but I personally believe that, like what I always say, I look at the fundamentals of the stock rather than looking at the share price. Even if the share price is doing very well and the fundamentals keeps on growing, then I will definitely continue investing in that company, or I will start investing into that company. Even if the share price has been dropping dramatically, I believe that as long as the strong fundamentals are there, I personally will continue or will start investing in companies like that. Otherwise, one of the things that makes me want to strongly believe that the services or products that Thungela Resources produces are going to be in demand even in the years to come was when I look at their revenue. And these revenues, the latest revenue they presented for the period which ended, or for the 6 months period which ended in the 30th of June 2021. Now you remember that for that period they reported a total revenue of around 10 billion rands, and this total revenue of 10 billion rands was way over the revenue they reported in June of 2020, which is something that is truly amazing, because for June of 2020 they had reported a total revenue of around 1.65 billion rands, and now to see that that figure is increased by over 600% is just something that is incredible, and it shows you the kind of demand that we are seeing into this company, Thungela Resources. Now this 10 billion revenue generation which Thungela reported for their 6 months which ended in June of 2021 resulted in them reporting a profit for the period of around 351 million rands. Now this is amazing, or this is good, because you remember that around 2020 in June they had reported a negative profit of around minus 122 million. Now to see them reporting a positive profit, it's something that is incredible, and it shows you how big this company is becoming. One of the good things that attracted me to invest into this stock, it was when I compare their total assets against their total liabilities. As you know that with these two figures, it tells us, or you can get the current ratio of a company, and you know that if a current ratio, or if you are to check these two figures, or if you are to divide your total assets by total liabilities and you get a current ratio of more than 1, then that ought to be taken as a good sign to say that this is a company that is offering the highest level of liquidity. Otherwise, this company, Thungela Resources, currently has a current ratio of around 2, which came from their total assets of around 24 billion rands with total liabilities of around 12 billion rands. Now, if you divide 24 by 12, you will see that this company has a current ratio of over 2, which is something that is truly amazing. Now this company is still on those interim financial results. We read, or we saw that they currently have a cash and cash equivalent of around 3.1 billion rands, which is something that is incredible and has to motivate you, because this also strengthens their balance sheet. And like I said, company with strong balance sheet are perceived to perform well, which is something that is incredible. Now, one of the good things that I believe it has to also motivate you to invest into this company, it is when I look at their share price forecast for the next year and for the next 5 years. Now, in the next 1 year, this company is expected, or at least expect this company to trade around 186 rands per share, which is something which is so incredible, as this can give you some good returns when looking at the current trading price of around 70 rand. Now, this company currently has a 5-year share forecast of around 680, which is also good, or which is incredibly great when looking at the current trading price of this company. Now this has to motivate you, and it shows you that Thungela Resources is still a very good company, and regardless of where the share price is right now, I personally believe that you ought to pile, or you ought to continue investing into this company, because it's just set to do very well. Otherwise, company number 2 that I believe that it will give you some good returns in the near future is the company that I've discussed again on this channel, and the company goes by the name of Sibanye-Stillwater. Now, Sibanye-Stillwater is a multinational precious mining company which operates here in South Africa and in the US. Now this company, guys, its share price has been dropping so sharply, and it's not the only company. Most, or if not all, the companies in this mining industry in South Africa, they have been dropping, or their share price have been dropping so sharply, providing or offering some good opportunities to investors, which is why we have seen companies like this Sibanye-Stillwater being one of the popular stocks into the popular trading platforms like AZ Equities, because the retail investors can see the opportunity that this company is offering, especially also looking at the strong fundamentals that they have. Now, this company also presented us recently with their interim financial results, or their 6-month financial results for the period which ended in June of 2021, and they reported a HEPS, or a headline earnings per share, of around 843 cents, which was a 141% increase year over year, which is something that is incredible, and has to show you how profitable this company is becoming, which is something that attracts investors into coming and invest into a stock, which is why I personally believe that this is something that is leading so many investors into coming and invest into this stock. Now, one of the things that I believe is encouraging investors into coming to invest into this stock, it is their adjusted cash flow for the period, because they reported an adjusted free cash flow of around 17.3 billion rands, which is something that is incredible, as this just strengthens their balance sheet. And like I said, with Thungela Resources, a good strong balance sheet, or companies with a good strong balance sheet, are perceived to perform well, which is something that has to motivate you to stay long into this company. Now, for the period which ended in June of 2021, Sibanye-Stillwater reported a net cash of around 10 billion rands, and this is so good, or this is very good, when we look at the fact that last year around the same time they had reported a net loss of around 16 billion rand. Now, from reporting a net debt of 16 billion to reporting a net cash of around 10.2 billion is something that is incredible, and has to motivate you to stay long into this company, because this again strengthens their balance sheet. Now, one of the things that really made me to want to talk a lot about this company, it was when I read that this company is doing their utmost best to reduce their debt, which is something that is incredible, as like I said, it offers the highest level of liquidity, as it not only does it strengthens their balance sheet, but it also offers the highest level of liquidity. When looking at that cash can be used to pay the company's short-term obligations and operating expenses, which is something that is incredible. Now, this company also reported that in August the 2nd, they further reduced their debt by 5 billion rands, which is something that is incredible, and has to motivate you to stay long into this company. Now, this company, guys, as I've been saying, their share prices have been dropping so sharply, and I believe that it is offering some good opportunities to investors, as they can get some good returns in the future. Otherwise, when looking at the share price forecast of this company, they have a 1-year price target of around 83 rands and 33 cents, with a 5-year share price of around 179 rands, which I believe that it's truly amazing, and has to motivate you to stay long into this stock, or into this share, especially knowing that in the next 5 years it can give you over 200%. Otherwise, I believe that these two companies are going to give you, or are going to give investors, some good returns in the near future, especially when looking at the companies like Thungela Resources, which is anticipated, or which is expected to have a share price of around 186 rands in the next 12 months. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, why would you not want to invest into a company like this? I mean, this company's share price is currently sitting at around 70 rands per share, and it is expected to trade around 186 rands in the next coming 12 months. Now, this, my friends, if it's not a good opportunity, then I don't know. Well, I know that it can happen that they don't get to this 186, or they get way over this 186 rands. But I just personally believe that this is a company which is just set to do very well, which is something that it has to motivate you to stay long into this company, or has to make you want to consider this company. Otherwise, as I've said in the beginning of this video, I'm not a professional financial advisor, and don't take whatever I say as professional financial advice. Go do your own due diligence into these two companies and see if you could add them to your portfolio. Otherwise, for me, these are the companies that I personally believe that they will do very well in the near future, which is something that is incredible and just to motivate you, because they also have the strong fundamentals that surrounds them. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.